The TVWan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome. This is TVWan News. The nation has addressed the Australian Parliament in its chamber since 2020. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese welcomed Prime Minister James Marape to the House of Representatives in Canberra, emphasising the strong historical and cultural ties between the two nations. Albanese underscored the significance of commemorating Papua New Guinea's upcoming 50th anniversary of independence, acknowledging the country's journey towards self-determination. He emphasized collaborative efforts in education, labor mobility, infrastructure and security, symbolizing a new era of cooperation between the two nations. He said that his government will collaborate with PNG to build peace and opportunity. He sees this decade as pivotal for both nations and the Indo-Pacific. Albanese emphasized the importance of joint efforts in fostering cooperation, stability and prosperity. He acknowledged PNG's past support and looked forward to a future of shared achievements, adding that together, as neighbors and partners, they aim to make this decade their own. Prime Minister Marape reciprocated this sentiment in his address to the Australian Parliament, expressing profound gratitude for the enduring relationship. He acknowledged the traditional custodians of the land and praised Australia's pivotal role in Papua New Guinea's journey to independence. Marape emphasized Australia's supportive role as a big brother in nurturing Papua New Guinea's development over the years. He outlined his vision for Papua New Guinea's future, focusing on economic self-reliance and sustainable development, and invited Australian leaders to join in celebrating the nation's 50th anniversary of nationhood in 2025.
This is truly a historic moment for my country. And as I stand and gaze upon the halls of this magnificent building, I am reminded of the long journey you too have taken to arrive at this point and at this time and at this place. It was from this Parliament that many decisions were made that have helped and shaped what Papua New Guinea was before 1975 and what Papua New Guinea is after 1975. This is why Papua New Guinea has a very special and very unique relationship with Australia. We are the only country Australia has battered. Many young Papua New Guineans and perhaps Australians do not realize the depth of our shared history. Thank you for your continued support throughout the life of our nationhood. Your assistance in education, in health, in infrastructure developments, in ports, roads, and telecommunications, etc., continue to play a very crucial role in the development of our country.
The new Minister for National Planning and Monitoring, Sir Ano Pala, has commenced work in the ministry. He has made a call for alignment of development plans, including development partnership strategies, to implement PNG's Medium-Term Development Plan 2023 to 2027.
On the 7th of July 2023, the Medium-Term Development Plan 2023 to 2027 was launched by the Prime Minister James Marape. It sets the government's policy direction as a country and a people to achieve three objectives: grow the economy to 200 billion kina by 2030, create 1 million additional jobs, and improve the quality of lives for all citizens. According to the Department of National Planning and Monitoring, this is the pinnacle action plan of government in this medium term that strives to achieve PNG's Vision 2050 to be a smart, wise, fair, healthy and happy society. Sir Ano stated that there needs to be alignment for a pathway towards development and that the MTDP set by the government has 12 strategic areas. Sir Ano is now making a call to government departments, provincial government, the District Development Authority, the private sector and the civil society organization to align their respective development plans, their investment plans, their partnerships and their community service obligations to align with the MTDP4 SPAs. This should then be officially submitted to the Ministry and DNPM for vetting and clearance. Suano concluded that all provincial, district and sector development plans must be sanctioned by DNPM before it is launched. Jasmine Irojak, TVWan News.
About 50 police officers will face disciplinary action for allegedly instigating the civil unrest on the 10th of January 2024, says Police Commissioner David Manning. Manning said the police officers were identified from the first result of the investigation process by the Royal PNG Constabulary Internal Affairs Unit. He revealed this in a media conference today.
Commissioner of Police David Manning said the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary Internal Affairs Unit has identified 50 police personnel alleged to have instigated the civil unrest on Wednesday, the 10th of January 2024. Manning said their identities were made known in the first part of the investigation and released in a report yesterday.
In the next day or two, around 50 officers who have been identified, in which Internal Affairs feels that sufficient evidence to support charges, disciplinary charges against those 50 individuals to be processed through our disciplinary system.
Manning said the investigation is both criminal and disciplinary. He said the prime objective of pushing for this investigation is to ensure that our PNGC is held accountable for contributing to the civil unrest.
And as far as the constabulary's ongoing investigations into the incident of Wednesday the 10th, we continue to run two lines of investigations, both criminal and disciplinary.
He said what transpired on the 10th of January does not reflect our PNGC, rather the conduct of few police officers. Manning said those police officers found guilty will be dealt with administratively because the Internal Affairs Unit have evidence to sue.
What happened on the 10th, the actions of members of the constabulary is by no way a reflection, a true reflection of our sense of duty to serving our people and our country. It will always be that 1% or a small fraction of the force that drag all of us down, that water down all our efforts.
Manning said despite the turnout of the civil unrest, there were police officers who have exercised their duty to stop the unrest from further escalation. He commended them for their efforts. Tracy Pa, TVWan News.
Meanwhile, Manning said the investigation into Incident Central Assistant Commissioner of Police Anthony Wagambi Jr. has been extended for another 2 weeks by Internal Affairs.
That we continue to investigate, and just with any investigation, we'll be also looking at those who were in command positions at that time. The country by now knows that DC Regional Operations, who was acting commissioner at that time, continues to be on suspension. The commander for the NCD Central Command, Mr. Junior Wagambi, Anthony Wagambi Jr., continues to be on suspension. This only is to allow us being Internal Affairs, to ensure that we establish all the facts and deal with members of the police force accordingly.
Recently in Papua New Guinea, balsa cultivation has gained attention as a potential source of income and employment for local communities. Cultivation has been promoted as a sustainable agroforestry option, particularly in the coastal lowlands. Over the weekend, women in Madang province were introduced to balsa through a workshop hosted by Omega SME and Shakria Bowman, a private consultant.
A number of women in Madang were introduced to the balsa wood and its uses as a sustainable agroforestry option. Omega SME consultants introduced the use of the product in a workshop hosted at the Madang Club. Workshop participants were provided knowledge of balsa, methods of preparing the seedlings for germination, how to take care of balsa, its price value, and how to prepare themselves to register under the Balsa Cooperative Society, which will be established. Balsa wood is commonly used for wind turbine blades, airplane blades, surfboards, and other high composite technology materials in the international transport industry, such as trains. Denson Javon of Omega SME Consultants said East New Britain is the only province leading balsa cultivation in the country. It has become an integral part of the local economy, providing employment opportunities and contributing to economic growth. Javon is encouraging the Medang people to plant balsa as the foundation work in establishing the Balsa Cooperative Society paves way for marketing and exporting.
Kami memang juga selalu stage distribution promotion cooperative dimikon calongan June 2024 now memang construction lebih baik from June 2024 to June 2025 construction belum dari balsa.
Javon said they would like to replicate the ENB setup in Medang in 2 years. The Balsa initiative began in Medang in 2023 with a distribution target of 3 million seedlings to all 6 districts. They only distributed half. This year's target is at 10 million. Training consultant Shakria Bowman wants to see more women participate in the workshops.
In the communities, we think we need to have more opportunities for women farmers. And balsa wood is a really good opportunity for women to participate in the industry because balsa wood does not require daily maintenance. You can let it go for several years while you're doing family responsibilities and then come from time to maintain it. You don't have to be there daily like you do in the garden. Balsa wood is also a really good product for this region because it doesn't have any of the pests or diseases that some of our other products like cocoa do and like our coconuts do. So this is a great opportunity for women to participate in farming and to grow their own income and look after their children's future.
Each woman in the recent workshop was given a sachet containing 50 seedlings as startup into the industry. Javon said balsa cultivation is an alternative source of income. It reduces dependency on traditional industries and promotes sustainable land use practices. Balsa, as explained, is a low-cost maintenance plant with a high-yield return. Javon said the current market stands at 450 kina per cubic meter and is predicted to reach nearly 1,000 kina when demand increases about 3 years down the line. Balsa cultivation presents economic challenges also, including a need for proper land management, infrastructure development, and access to market. With proper support and investment, balsa cultivation can offer a sustainable and environmentally friendly option for rural development in Papua New Guinea. Salome Vincent, TVWan News.
You're watching TVWan News. We'll have more stories after the break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Open lens.
says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bunyamyumi.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Straight Renton will go himself. Renton reaches, and Hugh Renton scores the height of the second.
Hai, suruhkan plus dulu TV. Alright, Mika.
Welcome back. The Port Moresby General Hospital has ordered modular mortuary containers to replace the current container morgue facilities to solve spacing and decomposing issues. Dr. Paki Molumi said it is also the medium term as they await the building of a new modern mortuary facility.
That's why we reached out to the Indonesian government through a proposal. So they're putting up $15 million for two projects. That's up to 60 million kina for two projects: intensive care unit, 20-bed ICU, and the mortuary. So we've already completed the feasibility study. Now we are into the design stage. So we're looking at having a storage of over 500 bodies, cremation facility as well, so that we cremate bodies that rather than going for mass burial, we can cremate. We are putting an embalming facility as well. We are putting a forensic medicine facility so that we can do postmortems and determine cause of deaths for those bodies that come in, and also funeral service facility. So it's going to be a modern convention facility. Hopefully by before 2030, we could have that modern mortuary.
In a small village along the Magi Highway in Central Province, Sally Inuga faced a deadly taipan snake while gardening. She was bit and left in a critical condition at Kwikila Hospital. With the assistance of a well-equipped St. John Ambulance Mobile Intensive Care Ambulance team, Sally received life-saving intervention, including a rapid sequence intubation procedure. After a challenging 2.5-hour journey to Port Moresby General Hospital, Sally's husband, witnessing the dedication of the medical team, was overwhelmingly grateful. This rescue highlights the importance of swift medical response and St. John Ambulance's commitment to saving lives. You can support their initiatives with donations starting 2 kina each fortnight. A significant event took place for the people of Hanuabara village on Wednesday. The people in Mirigini witnessed the groundbreaking ceremony of the metered funding water project between Water PNG and the community. It is considered a major development project because water supply to the area has always been a challenge for residents. Mirigini is piloting this project for the first time.
Residents of Mirigini in Hanuabada can now have a better water supply experience after witnessing the groundbreaking event of the pilot project implemented in partnership with Water PNG. Mirigini Ward Councillor Nawala thanked Water PNG on behalf of his people.
And I would like to also thank Water PNG management and the team.
NCDC Water PNG General Manager for Government and Community Relations, Hong Kiap, said the project aims to improve water supply to the community.
Pilot project that Water PNG has supported. This project aims to improve the supply of water to Mirigini, especially the Bariago area and the Mirigini electorate.
Mr. Kiap clarified the settlement areas are classified by Water PNG as non-revenue water area, and so water supply to these areas is controlled because consumers do not pay water bills. Mr. Kiap said Water PNG approved regular water supply to Mirigini through its program Metered Funding, where each house pays its own bill.
Water PNG supply to the village and settlements in the city, especially in Port Moresby, not only in the villages but in the settlement areas, they are considered as non-revenue water areas. And water is controlled, are considered non-revenue water areas. So Water PNG has control valves. Water is released at important times. Those villages and settlement areas do not pay bills.
Furthermore, a certain rate will be issued to Mirigini's consumers depending on how much water each house uses. The community is urged to use water wisely. He challenged the Mirigini community to take ownership of the project.
And when this project now is implemented, I would like the community to take ownership of it.
The Metered Funding project is twofold. It is being piloted in Mirigini with plans to roll it out in other areas, particularly settlements. Mr. Kiap challenged parliamentary leaders in NCD to support the program and bring a consistent supply of water to settlements in their electorates.
Today's project is twofold. One is the extension of the main line, 100 millimeter line that is going to run from here all the way to the end of the village. That's the main supply line. And the next is the meter cages. Having said that, I would like to thank all of you for coming today and witnessing this small but significant project.
Jane Budo, TVWan News.
It was a historic moment for the Kimari community-based organization on Wednesday in Dibor village of Sumgilba LLG in Sumkar District, Medang Province. Locals launched the CBO National Resource Management Area and Land Usage Plan with the signing of their conservation deed.
Dibor village in Sumkar LLG, Medang Province is known for wedding of logging and sand mining prospectors, as their beaches are nesting ground for the endangered leatherback turtle. The community is carrying out sustainable economic practices to elevate their living standards by creating a community-based organization to manage their resources to be economically stable. They did this through rigorous training and guidance from donor partners and stakeholders. The community, through the USA Lookoutim Ground program facilitated by DT Global and the Nature Conservancy, embarked on a 12-step process in helping the community develop its resource management plan. According to TNC Country Director Ruth Konia, there were many challenges associated with checklistings on the 12-step process in putting together this plan, some of which include community entry, community engagement, community dialogue, community empowerment, education of resources management and use, and prior constant.
Bila challenge more community can log ya. You play yet several challenge going to environment you play. Logging you play rousing. Sand mining you play rousing. And now you play look save awesome. One play very important resource where you play got apart from another play resources you play is leatherback turtle. So me are in talk where I think board member I'm talk like me tini time based blend look out in is leatherback turtle. See what them come back to community. A more important resource in the community.
The community was challenged to take ownership and utilize the trainings to thrive economical and preserve well their land resources. Trainings include financial literacy to SME loans for the CBHO and association in the economic ventures. Partners from forestry, fisheries, and WWF were also invited to the signing of the conservation deed by Kimadi CBHO and shared the various projects Kimadi CBHO can venture into with their land and sea resources. Terence Bayo from the Provincial Commerce Office encouraged the Kimadi CBHO members to start creating opportunities through the SME sector and continue expanding to improve their living standards. DT Global Director of Finance Paris Hariel acknowledged the success of Kimadi CBHO partners and the government in ensuring that communities are made resilient and can strive sustainably with no compromises to their natural resources.
For these conservation activities, we have completed or signed the deed for over 238,000 hectares. We are working in the 6 provinces in the PNG, including the Madang, Morobe, and we have 3 in the Highland, Eastern Highland, Simbu, Jivaka, and Milante. Besides conservation deed activities, our focus is also about capacity building activities.
Kimadi's CBO Natural Resource Management Area and Land Usage Plan covers approximately over 5,000 hectares torrential and 3,468 hectares marine area. Its conservation deed lasts for 5 years and will be renewed after expiration. Tracy Pa, TVWan News.
In Q4 2023, the foreign exchange market in PNG experienced a notable surge in turnover, rising by 21.4% to 14.5 billion kina compared to the previous quarter. This increase was attributed to a substantial injection of FX intervention totaling 1.9 billion kina by the Bank of Papua New Guinea. BSP PNG's foreign exchange market experienced a significant uptick in turnover during the December quarter of 2023, surging by 21.4% to 14.5 billion kina compared to the previous quarter. The Bank of Papua New Guinea's intervention accounted for 25.5% of FX inflows to the market, as outlined in BSP Financial Group's Q4 2023 Pacific Economic and Market Insights Report. Rohan George, BSP's Group General Manager Treasury, emphasized that the infusion of FX from BPNG and BSP's top 5 exporters significantly reduced BSP customer outstanding FX orders by 942 million kina, streamlining order execution times. He underscored the role of increased BPNG intervention in addressing the structural imbalance between FX inflows and outflows. In 2023, FX inflows surged by 18% to 25.6 billion kina, with BPNG contributing 22.2%, which is 5.7 billion kina of the total FX inflows. Notably, BPNG's FX intervention witnessed an 84% increase, 2.6 billion kina, while FX inflows from exporters and other sources grew by 6%, 1.3 billion kina. Looking ahead, George anticipated a resurgence in FX orders in Q1 of 2024, driven by diminished FX inflows from exporters and businesses post-Christmas restocking. He urged FX customers to promptly place orders with accurate documentation to avoid potential delays. And now the finance news. The kina closed 1 point lower at $0.2668 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2593 $0.3950 Australian dollars, $0.2332 euro, and 38.05 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed higher except gold, palm oil, and copper closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. This is TVWan News. Stay tuned. We'll have news from abroad when we return.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical cuddle, get up and big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Magic, the taste PNG loves.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
Hardware House is more than just a store. It is where quality meets affordability, where culture is proudly celebrated. Spanning 9 provinces, we pride ourselves in offering top-notch customer support and services. We're more than just a store. We're more than a brand. We are Hardware House.
New Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home. With an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso, irresistible fragrance.
You kick off.
Season opening doubleheader in America.
Yeah, we want to have good faith for them.
Finished off by the captain. Took aim, fired, and hit the jackpot. Into the body and into the back of the net. Shot on, cool as you like. Oh, what a ball! That's the sight of goal he wanted.
After a series of tragedies, Buffalo Airways is gearing up for a comeback.
Got your seatbelt on?
Get ready for aviation drama,
My head's going to explode now.
You proved to me that your accusations are right.
icy challenges, and thrilling rides.
Not right, we're going around.
Props are going to be flying everywhere.
This is not good.
Don't miss the excitement in the skies.
Here we go. Everybody's ready?
Ice Pilots NWT, an all-new season, coming soon on Out.
Welcome back. Prime Minister James Marape has urged Australia to not give up on PNG during a historic address to the Australian Federal Parliament this morning in Canberra, Australia. Prime Minister Marape became the first Pacific leader to address the joint sitting of both houses, with MPs and senators packing into the lower house to listen. The Prime Minister dwelt heavily on the shared history between Australia and PNG, paying tribute to Prime Minister Gough Whitlam, who helped shepherd PNG to independence almost 50 years ago. Australia has extended multiple assistance to Papua New Guinea worth billions of dollars, which PM Marape said the country was always grateful for. He said PNG and Australia share a strong bond, a relationship that must continue. South Australian local governments are calling for more state government funding to maintain and repair crumbling jetties. Several councils argue they don't have the money to safeguard the future of the jetties, which they say are vital for regional economies.
Climbing around barricades and onto a jetty that has been closed for 2 summers. These Tumby Bay residents are demanding action to restore a dilapidated community icon.
It's starting to hurt. It's hurting the town financially. It's hurting the social fabric.
well-being of the town.
But the ageing jetty needs millions of dollars of structural work to be made safe again, a cost the local council can't afford. And it's far from the only location facing big costs to maintain crumbling jetties. In Port Germain, the town's historic wooden jetty has been partially closed for 3 years due to compromised structural integrity, with fears it will be closed entirely if urgent repair works aren't funded.
The challenge is it's beyond us as a council to be able to put that sort of investment into these things. Any work that's done on marine is very expensive. It's specialised resources and people and skills, etc. It's all high cost.
There are 75 state-owned jetties in South Australia. 35 of them are leased to local governments, leaving those councils responsible to pay for any maintenance works.
One of the key challenges facing regional councils with a lower population is a limited ratepayer base, generating less revenue to fix these costly structures.
It's prompting calls for the SA government to stump up more of the maintenance costs.
In much the same way that if you rent a house, you might change the light bulbs or do some minor repairs, the actual owner of the property should be paying for the structural repairs and overall maintenance for those pieces of infrastructure.
While councils argue it's not enough, the state government says it has already put money on the table.
The funding before we came to office was zero. We've increased that to $20 million and have asked councils to match that,
leaving regional councils to foot an expensive bill or risk losing jetties forever.
Following extensive consultations and careful deliberation, the Fiji cabinet has given the green light to establish the medicinal cannabis industry in the country. A task force was established in August 2023 to carry out national and community consultations on the proposal. It was also mandated to oversee the feasibility of this industry and assess the laws required for this emerging market. Cabinet noted that the Market Development Facility will fund a feasibility study. In addition, the Ministry of Trade will enter into a 3-year MOU with Aether Pacific Pharmaceuticals Limited, trading as Medical Kiwi, to establish a framework for cooperation and collaboration between Medical Kiwi and the government for the development of medicinal cannabis in Fiji. Big businesses have responded to claims they are exploiting their market power and hurting Australian households. It follows an 80-page report in which the former chair of the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission found many Australian consumers are being overcharged and that corporate gouging is as much to blame as inflation.
So far, we've heard from Woolworths, Coles and Aldi, as well as 2 major airlines, Qantas and Virgin. Now, Coles have said that they were disappointed by this report because they believe that they neglected to engage the supermarket sector, as well as consider all factors that lead to supermarket pricing, including wage rises, higher energy costs and an increase in cost increase requests from suppliers, of which they've said they've received up to 70 requests from suppliers to increase costs per week, which is almost double what they were receiving 3 years ago. Woolworths have also alluded to this as a reason for their higher prices, but they've also mentioned inflation as well as disruptions to the fresh food market. Now, as for the airline industry, Virgin have said that their price hikes are below the industry average, while Qantas have said that price hikes post-COVID were due to things like a reduction in capacity as well as the costs associated with restarting the industry once borders had reopened and rising fuel costs too. Now, Nationals leader David Littleproud spoke to News Breakfast earlier this morning about this report, and he says it's a strong message to governments to take action.
There is real issues all the way through this that Alan Fels has identified in a very calm and methodical way, and I think it's a very big signal to legislators to do something about it. And it's not just about now in a cost of living crisis, it's about doing the right thing for not just now but into the future to protect suppliers and to protect consumers.
Now, Lorna supermarkets will front public hearings in the coming weeks, with the committee due to meet in May. But as this cost of living crisis continues to bite for Australians, no doubt all eyes will be on the government to see just what they'll do next. Tackling the impacts of climate change is a key focus for New Zealand,
with a total of $16.5 million to go to the Cook Islands to help fight the crisis. The funds will go to projects including cycle shelter upgrades, battery replacements, water security and renewable energy systems in the island nation. Some of the climate change impacts already being seen in the Cook Islands include coastal erosion to sea level rise, another very serious issue for several other Pacific nations including Tuvalu and Tokelau. The market, which New Zealand helped with the development of costing about $8 million, is a popular hub with locals and tourists alike and will be a welcome boost to the local economy. Back home, Governor for East Sepik Alan Bird with MP for Bulolo Sam Basil Jr. has resigned from the Marape Rosso government and joins the opposition. Also joining the opposition was the newly elected MP for Wewak, Stanley Mutz. Their resignation now brings the number of MPs defecting to opposition to 12.
With a vote of no confidence looming, Governor for East Sepik Alan Bird today announced his resignation from the government. Moving with him is MP for Bulolo Sam Basil Jr. and Wewak MP Stanley Mutz Samban. Governor Bird, when addressing the media, expressed that he no longer supports how the government is running the country.
Our constitution guarantees equal distribution of the wealth of this nation to all Papua New Guineans. The current system doesn't do that. The other day I sent a message to all Momase MPs, because I felt responsible. Seat blo papa blo country and me holy. And I woke up at 3 in the morning. I was really troubled. Nami sali message na nogad wanpla member lo Momase and Bekim. Somare was prime minister for 17 years. You know na paini wanpla big pla business lo Isipik, West Sipik, Medeng or Morobe. He never looked after his own people. Nogad na nogad ogada. All papa blo mibla lo Momase. They stood for this country and for equal benefits for every single Papua New Guinean. Na mi sem government we mi sanap strong lo wokim. Lo sanctuary kam golo laguna na golo lolo wataya. Mibla tani bek na. Mibla bagarapim something wal papa blo mibla sanap lo. It's a shameful thing.
Governor Bird clarified that his move was not dictated by anyone, but rather a conscience decision to do what he believes is right.
Yet, mi lagi mosem. Mi blaogara no can come na crossfight na bega lo waigani. He got 22 provinces. Bougainville and Kisim Blong Penis. Bougainville has a block grant right now, ladies and gentlemen. Mi ask him, ogara narla province a gimblol too. Ogara. That budget must go to the people. Right now, it is spent by government in Waigani. 24 billion lo disla budget yang bol spending lo mosbi. Ogara province baksim 3 billion tasol yubla haren. Na yubla gen belevi lo mi yubla sabata blo pangu na wanem but please. Country am blo yumi ogara ya. Ino blo mi wan mi pla civic tasolo, yubla hela tasolo, yubla simbu tasolo, yubla morbe tasolo. Am blo yumi ogara ya. Road yumi been trying lo working 49 years, it has not worked. We have to be honest about that. We need to change it. Change it so that every single Papua New Guinean has an opportunity. Ino blo yubla hela tasol sad na islands ogada contract yubla kisib lo yubla yet. Tribla budget golo yubla yet. Ogada money blo police force to golo yubla yet. Nami bla ogada narbla also manem.
Basil Jr. said his decision to move comes after having a deeper reflection of the type of leadership his late father would want for Papua New Guinea.
I have seen our country decline further in all aspects of life under today's government, which is why I have lost confidence in the leadership of the current Prime Minister.
Freddie Moe, TVWan News.
The opening of the 2024 legal year in the Highlands region was held today at Walum, the district headquarters of the Imbongo district in Southern Highlands province, and was officiated by the Chief Justice of Papua New Guinea, Sir Gibbs Saleka. Chief Justice Gabe Salika, in opening the 2024 legal year, emphasized the role of the judiciary in making Papua New Guinea a good place to live in. He challenged the judiciary, the PNGDF and police to do their bit to improve the law and order situation in the country.
Bungu district came alive with the sound of traditional sing-sing from the proud constituents and the PNGDF band, who hosted the parade today to signify the opening of the legal year. Local people lined the streets to get a glimpse of the marching party, a fest for many in the district, visible through their emotions. Chief Justice Gabe Salika, in opening the year, highlighted the important role judiciary plays in administering justice.
Apply the country's law and resolve legal disputes.
He also recapped the developments that are taking place in the sector.
We are well placed and prepared to handle all matters this year that are brought before us, the courts. Judges work exceptionally well. In our work standards have gone up, and justice is usually nowadays delivered on a timely manner.
Justice Salika further acknowledged the challenges faced by the sector.
There are some issues, though, and we are still challenged by many reserved decisions and backlog of cases we have. But we are progressing, making progress in cutting down on those reserved judgments and the backlog of cases right across the country.
He took the opportunity to thank the Attorney General and the government for passing laws to increase the ceiling of the number of judges, the law being stamped and adopted on January 19th. This law has also enabled the recruitment of more judges, with 5 new judges appointed yesterday. This law has enabled the recruitment of more judges, with 5 new judges appointed yesterday by the Judiciary and Legal Services Commission. The total number of judges in the country now stands at 48, of which 46 are substantial appointments and 2 are acting. He also announced the Commission's plans to appoint more magistrates in the next few months. Ruth Rungola, TVWan News, in Bungu.
And that ends the news segment. Over to you, Mary.
Thank you, Carol. We have the sports news after the break.
Life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Karen, Coke, Young, or roll the scale rice family meal with toast. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's a favorite by miles. Senisi gola scale rice low scale price. Senisi gola scale rice low scale price. But you like him?
Make a true wish and become one of our lucky winners. Truka is giving away 400,000 kina with 1,000 kina up for grabs every fortnight. That's not all. 20 major winners will win 10,000 kina each. It's easy. Buy a 5 kg or 10 kg Truka medium grain or jasmine rice and look for the entry forms in the bag. Fill in your details and drop it in the entry box at your nearest participating store. Don't miss out. Make a true wish now. Terms and conditions apply.
Beauty is my business, but beauty sure is a tough game. Filters are great, but great skin, better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose self-care, soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust self-care from City Pharmacy. So bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
Number 1 supai like money belong all member is tap long pela time more time all lusim work pinis. One time number 1 super retirement savings account. Mipla can invest in na growing money belong you. Now you can withdraw or kisi money lo time you need him. Alevim you lo making money belong you stop long time more. Kind of same you kisi money yet. That's all you know more work. Number 1 super retirement savings account. Come looking Mipla now lo save more.
Strong like you, smart like me. I hope they don't break. Now surely look his son. This is Relaxo. Strong plus thread. Should I try him on you?
No, please. I'll take them.
Relaxo. Very strong, lasts long.
way for the touchdown. You got the Super Bowl fever? No medicine gonna cure that except watching the big game. Call in sick. Trust me.
Oh, we should go. Come on, get in, get in. Must go faster.
Do something!
Lego Jurassic Park, the unofficial retelling. Premieres Saturday, February 10th, 7 p.m. on HBO.
Thanks for staying with us. With the core PNG Hunters playing group now finalized for the 2024 Host Plus Cup season, Saturday's internal trial match between Hunters Black and Hunters White seemed to expose several new prospects who have put their best foot forward to impress coach Paul Aiton. They're gunning for spots in the top 30 bracket and have put their best foot forward. Lock Windle Kipsey from the Lay Tigers and Miok's second rower, Manasseh Kai, are gunning for spots in the top 30 bracket after getting through 80 minutes of Saturday's physical encounter unscathed. Kipsey was part of train and trial while Kai was a call-up on invitation. After the first block, they both continued to block 2, a testament of their work ethics to remain in the grind.
Block 13. I was selected to the training and trials for Hunters and I survived this far. Played the first trial match, which they said they're gonna make the final cut from this game. So just hope I give my best tonight and see what's the coach and the staff. Like the diesel cup level is different from Hunters. Here it's really speed, so it's like we're learning new things. So it's really not hard, but as we go on, we start cope up with the system. And yeah, if I make the final squad, just want to say thank you to Nate's good Lord. It's my dream to play for SV Anderson. I choose rugby as my career, so yeah, I want to go on from here.
I can play love. And that's first tell me but me privilege me thank you lo me installer lo block 1 last year, come na block 2 now. Na probably trial na. Ya me tilo re and that's the na karim flag blow country me.
Novice martial art fighter and PNG bronze medalist in Taekwondo at the recent 2023 Pacific Games in the Solomon Islands, Gideon Mara is relishing his newfound desire to get more exposure to the sport of Taekwondo. The 24-year-old athlete of East and West New Britain descent was not sporty growing up, but until he moved to Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province 2 years ago, where Taekwondo found him by coincidence.
The lanky East and Western Britain Gideon Mara, who stands 193 centimeters tall and weighs around 85 kg, was just your typical happy-go-lucky street kid growing up in Kimbe town. Being spotless, as he puts it, Gideon never dreamt of becoming an athlete until he moved to Goroka, and the rest was history. When reflecting back on his Taekwondo story, the soft-spoken Gideon said he knew nothing about the sport and only joined out of curiosity. After 1.5 years in Taekwondo, Gideon made the national team to last year's Pacific Games in Honiara.
So how I started doing Taekwondo, I went to Goroka because I have no idea what the Taekwondo is, and just for my interest I just joined Taekwondo. It's almost 1.5 year of training now. Training Taekwondo. SP Games is my first international game.
Gideon surprised himself when he won bronze in his maiden international competition at the Games. He's vowed to use his Honiara experience to continue to work hard for the next Games.
Since SP game, I get bronze for PNG. It's work hard for a silver or gold for next SP games, and like have to go through some games like overseas for more experience, more games. Suppose myself train hard for the goal.
For now, his immediate focus is on the Olympic qualifier in Australia in April. Gideon's latest success story has also inspired his younger sibling to join the sport of Taekwondo.
This year is aim for win the Olympic qualifier. My small brother is almost height like me. He wants to join too, so he's waiting for me to go back home and I start him in training.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Port Moresby strikers are prepared for the national playoffs on 12 February this year against National Premier League champions Hekari United. Hekari United have big game experience and may head into the contest as favourites, but the newcomers are ready for the challenge.
Port Moresby Strikers are a new face in the O-League national playoffs, which means their players are relatively inexperienced. But this does not mean that one can question their playing spirit and abilities. The team is ready to put up a good challenge against a regular side Hekari United FC.
Plenty of but first play experience play playoffs this weekend, but we are looking for it weekend game.
Skipper Michael Foster admitted being a rookie team, there is only a handful of experienced players, and he is counting on them to lead the rest in Saturday's match.
Probably 4 or 3 other players that have played whole league before. All got experience whole league, so me talking more playing part too talk new boys what is to be expected coming Saturday. Yeah.
The Port Moresby Strikers captain revealed how his side would minimize the impact of the Red Army if they have any chance at winning.
Me talk all boys, you don't have to worry about individual player, but you must worry the whole 11 that play on Saturday.
Head coach of Hekari United Football Club, David Mutas, said, while his side have a big game experience, it doesn't mean they can get an easy win. Instead, they must work hard for it. Speaking about the potential of the opposition, Mutas said he has respect for the opponent and what they can do on the pitch.
We don't underestimate anyone. We don't take advantage of any team. We just have to stick on our game plan, and we have to work hard for the game on the weekend. That's all we have to do.
Hekari United represented PNG at last year's O-League competition after defeating Ley City FC in both legs of the national playoffs. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the sports segment. Over to you, Carol.
Thank you, Mary. We apologize. We are unable to bring you the weather report at this time. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Thanks for your company. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.